and welcome to the Spring 2013 CCRI Nursing Training Ceremony. I'd first like to take a moment to thank the President of the Community College of Rhode Island, President Dukes College, for being here tonight, as well as Vice President Morgan, Dean McGarry, Chairperson Jansen, Chairperson Clifton, and all the amazing faculty and staff who continue to make this nursing program such a rich educational experience. So, we made it. And no matter how long it took us to get through the program, we've all come such a long way since helping thousands in dosage. In just a few semesters, we've gained an extraordinary amount of knowledge, skill, and confidence to prepare us for our careers as RNs. I remember literally shaking while trying to make a bed in front of my nursing one professor. And now we can clean wounds and set IV pumps, and when we provide patient education, we sound like we actually know what we're talking about. I have to say that I'm really proud of you graduating from CCRI, mostly because of all the positive feedback I've heard from nurses who've had to deal with new grads. I'm so glad that we get right in there, first semester, to get hands-on experience. It gave us an enormous amount of confidence, plus it was a great relief to know early on that it felt right, that this is something I'm going to enjoy. The other great thing about CCRI is that it attracts students from very diverse backgrounds who faced a number of different challenges while in the program. I could list a bunch of nurses who, throughout history, have paved the way for people like us. But honestly, I've been mostly inspired by you guys, my classmates. You've all made significant sacrifices throughout the program. Missing kids' games and plays, declining invites to do anything fun past 8 p.m., putting off vacations and parties because you just can't do that while you're in nursing school. A lot of life has happened over the past few years while in the program. Some of us have faced personal tragedies. Losing a loved one, leaving a job, becoming sick and having to take some time off. Some of us had to care for sick children and the doctor's appointments that go along with that. Some of us have had to care for parents or grandparents. We've had to deal with hurricanes and blizzards and national tragedies. We had to take this stuff in, process it, and then be able to focus back on the task at hand. And that sort of discipline is something that carries over into other aspects of our lives. And that's something we should all be proud of. On behalf of all the graduates, I'd like to thank everyone who has supported us through this. Husbands and wives who had to pick up the slack when it comes to cooking, cleaning, taking care of the kids. Significant others who had to deal with us wearing mostly sweatpants and neglecting things like personal grooming. Kids who've existed on mac and cheese for the past few years. I'd like to thank friends for being patient with us. Bosses who've dealt with our changing schedules and the circles under our eyes, and extended family who've given us words of encouragement. I personally want to thank my parents, who've been so supportive, and let me use their Keurig machine to make endless cups of coffee. As some of you know, my background is in art. I graduated from Rhode Island School of Design in 2004, and when I went into nursing, some people thought that was kind of weird, but I disagree. I think creativity is a huge part of nursing. Florence Nightingale herself called nursing the finest of fine arts. Creativity and intuition are things that we nurses can use every day to solve problems and to connect with patients and their families. As nurses, we are in a position we are so close to people in the most intense moments of their lives. I believe there's something almost sacred about being there during the birth of a child or in someone's dying moments, and I personally feel very honored to be able to be a part of that. We're there during moments of crisis, where people feel completely vulnerable and probably very scared. The comfort we can provide in these moments to patients and their families is what they're going to take away from their experience. I know that personally, when I hear that someone had great nurses, I feel proud even though I had nothing to do with it. Similarly, when I hear that someone's nurse was cold or uncaring, it makes me sad. I think this can happen when someone's in a job that's maybe not the best fit for them. That's why I want to urge you to really find what kind of work is going to make you happy, so you can make those connections and provide excellent care. We should keep taking classes. This will empower us by giving us more skills to draw upon, and also more opportunity to move around. Nursing is perhaps the most flexible career I can think of, so if we keep going, we're eventually going to find our niche. On this note, I'm going to end with a quote from the late Steve Jobs. He said, "If you haven't found it yet, keep looking. Don't settle. As with all matters of the heart, you'll know when you find it. And like any great relationship, it just gets better and better as the years roll on." Thank you, and congratulations.
job, Joan. And now I'm going to ask Dr. Nancy Stone to present our guest speaker.